A couple of nights ago I had a mosquito in my flat, and I want to share with you the method how I deal with that. Usually you probably know that you never find them when you turn on the light to look for them. Then it's always absolutely quiet and they're sitting somewhere and wait for you to go to bed again. I don't try that anymore. The following is really an absolute fantastic method. Simple, cheap and super effective. When I'm lying in bed and there's a mosquito flying around my nose, I take a little bowl, such like you use for dips. You can also take a small cup. And then I pour a little bit of water into it. And then I put normal cinnamon powder from the spice cupboard in there. It doesn't need to be much. You realize it smells very intensive. So don't make a paste or something, this would be way too strong, but just water with cinnamon powder in. This I put roughly on all exposed parts of the body where the mosquito could get to. So this would be, for example, face, throat, neck, hands, arms, legs. You don't need to catch every square centimeter. The smell is so intensive for the mosquitoes that they don't even come near to you. The bowl with the rest of the cinnamon water I put directly beside me. When I'm lying in bed, for example, then on the bedside locker. That's important. Then this smells longer intensive and keeps the mosquito really on a distance. The water on the skin is quickly gone. Water is really the best carrier for that. In the beginning I also tried oil, but it doesn't work that good. Water is perfect for this. It doesn't smear, it's not sticky on the skin, it's totally comfortable, and in case you want to take it with you in a bottle for outside, you don't see it on the skin. When you try that, you will see that the mosquito, when it's coming near again, it's gonna go away very quickly and will not come near you again. Best is you leave the door to the room besides open, so it has a possibility to escape. You will be surprised. You will not hear anything from it again. What works with mosquitoes usually works also with insects and probably also with ticks. You can also put cinnamon powder in the cupboard where you store your food against any bugs, and you probably also can use it when you have ants in your house. Just try it. I came to the idea to use cinnamon because it's altogether against microorganisms, and according to my experience, what works with microorganisms also works against insects usually. Who doesn't like cinnamon can alternatively try cloves. I haven't tried that because cinnamon is fine for me and cloves are quite strong altogether, so be careful with that. Just to put the whole cloves in water is probably not that effective. Best is maybe to use a mortar, or you buy directly powder and then you use it as the cinnamon powder, or you cook a tea from the whole cloves. When you do that in a pot on the stove, you can let the smell go through the flat and let it work, also against bacteria, viruses and fungi. The same you can sure also do with cinnamon. You can also just drink cinnamon or clove tea. The cinnamon tea you have to put sugar in then. I'm coming to that later again. And so you defend from the inside. But this sure takes time. You can also drink the tea against microorganisms in your body, for example when you have a cold, but also with many other things. Just try it. But careful, don't overdo it. Best only when you really need it, so you don't get any allergies, and use a low dosage. Also when it's in principle harmless spices you can eat, it's still very potent plants, especially cloves. By the way, cinnamon is supposed to lower the blood sugar, just as lemon fruits, especially lemons or grapefruits. That is probably also the reason why you often use cinnamon together with sugar or with other food that contains sugar, so you avoid low blood sugar. That's why you should also put sugar in the cinnamon tea. Honey is probably more healthy than sugar then. But when lowering the blood sugar is wanted, you sure leave the sugar away. But also here, you have to be careful, because the effect's supposed to be quite strong. By the way, the cinnamon powder that I used against the mosquito expired almost 3 years ago, and it worked fantastic. So you don't need to buy it all the time new. Also with normal food is my method. When it looks good, smells good, the consistency is good, and you have a good feeling with it, then it usually tastes and is with high possibility good, even though it expired a long time ago. As always, I came from topic to topic, although I actually only wanted to talk about keeping mosquitoes away. That's why I now use the headline healing. You don't need to think that you learn such useful things by studying biology. To the idea to use cinnamon against mosquitoes, I had to come myself. But it would be a pity when others wouldn't profit from it. That's why I made this audio. Everything I say here is sure without guarantee. But it always makes sense to look for alternatives in own responsibility. In most cases, it's absolutely not necessary to use strong chemistry or to pay a lot of money, also when certain industries naturally have a different view. By law, according to my healing, I'm forced to give the following note. Please take notice of the fact that I'm a biologist, but neither a physician nor do I have any other medical qualification. In cases of medication or other kinds of medical treatment, please consult your medicating physician. Of course, just like a physician, I must not and cannot give you any promises of cure. I hope this audio was useful for you and you could take something from it with you. I wish you a nice day and see you next time.